Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do the Tunisian Purl decrease stitch, and you can do, depending on where you're doing this decrease will depend on how you do the decrease. So I'm going to show you how it happens first of all in the middle, because you do that on your forward pass, and at the end. They're both the same, but just towards the end, just to show you exactly how it looks like. And then in the return pass is when you'll do your leading edge, your first edge, along this right hand side. So that's decreasing on the way back rather than on your way forwards. So first of all, I'd be doing the middle to the far end, to the left side, and then doing the right side decrease on the way back. So I've got an 8mm crochet hook on here, Tunisian crochet hook. This is using Aran yarn in a cream colour, just to keep it nice and big and chunky so you're able to see exactly what it is that I'm doing and follow along. And I'll put a link up in the top corner to how to do the purl stitch, as this is decreasing in the purl stitch. So I've done a swatch of 15 here just to show you, so it's not too tiny that you can't really see exactly what's going on. So I've done a 15 stitch swatch here in the purl stitch, so that will continue along, so you'll be able to see how it looks within the middle of the work as well. So if you don't know how to do the stitch and you're a bit curious about that too, just have a look up in the corner and there'll be a link up there to show you how to do the Tunisian purl stitch. But we'll get started. So I'm just going to do the regular purl stitch with the yarn in front going into the second post, as your first post has already got the loop on it. So then I'll go into the second one to create your second post, and then I'll just do that a couple just to get into a little bit more into the middle of the work. So yarn in front into the post, and then yarn back around to the back and continue as you would normally do. So I'll just do 2 more and then we'll do the decrease. So it's quite simple. With normal crochet you do 2 at the same time, or if you're knitting then you're inserting your needle into 2 stitches at the same time, and it's very much the same as that. It's very similar. So with it, you're making sure your yarn is still in front because you're doing this a purl decrease. So putting the yarn in front of your work, in front of your hook, and insert into the next 2 stitches. You bring your yarn back around and you continue as you normally would, but making sure you pull back through those 2 stitches that you just picked up. So now those 2 are sat there, and then you continue your work as normal. So as you're picking up 2 stitches, you want to make sure you go through 2 loops on your hook, the 2 that you've just picked up, to correspond with making that into 1 stitch to lose 1. And I'll just get to the last 2 to show you how to do it on the end as well. So I've got my last 2 there. So I've got 1 here and my end post. So same again. It would help if I wasn't leaning on my yarn. Your yarn into the front of your hook instead of around the back as it normally would be, to the front of your hook, insert into your second to last post and your last post. And it's the same as the middle of the work. You yarn over and you go through those 2 loops that you've just picked up. For your return row, you will do the same. You yarn over and pull through 1 to create a chain, and then you yarn over and pull through 2. Now you want to do this for the majority of the way back for your decrease on the right side of your work, because at the very end you will do something slightly different. So I'm just going to get to the end and then I can show you. So now I've decreased twice, so I'm down to 13 stitches as I started with the 15. Now I've got 3 loops on my hook, so I do those 2 as normal, and now I've got 2, and normally you would yarn over and go through those 2. Now to decrease, you don't want to yarn over because that's keeping the same amount of stitches. You're just going to pull through the end, pull through the last stitch. So now you've got 3 stitches in this last one, 3 loops, as you can see there. There's 1, 2, 3. So this is your carrying stitch, so that doesn't count as a stitch because that's just coming over from your work. That hasn't got a post from it. These 2 are into 1, so these were 2 separate stitches and they're now in 1. So any stitches that you have coming from your loop on your hook counts as 1. So now there was 2 stitches there, it's now into this 1 here. So when you continue in your next bit of work, you would normally go into that second one, but because that is connected to this first stitch here, you don't go into those, and that's how you've decreased. So you would have your 1 and your second one is now just your 1, so you go into your third stitch. So you've got 1, 2, which is part of that one, as I said, and then your third one. So you're going into that one as you normally would, and you continue your work. So I just continued this as a purl stitch so you can see what this looks like. And to show you at the end the stitch count, so you can see that we have lost those stitches. So I'll just quickly work this to the end. I'll keep it in the purl stitch as well, keep it all the same so you're able to see exactly what it looks like when you decrease into the middle of your work and at either end. When you're working the next row, it will still be the same posts as it was on the previous row. Right, just getting a bit stuck there on that one. So now I've done that, you can see that this is pulling in so slightly on either side where I've gone in. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I started with 15. I decreased once in the middle to drop me down to 14. I decreased on the end to drop me to 13, and then on the return row back I put those 2 stitches together to create that 1 to lose me down to 12 stitches. So hopefully this has helped and it's cleared up a little bit. If you need to, rewind the video and go back and watch it again. With the middle and the end, they're both the same, of inserting your hook purl wise with the yarn in front of your hook into 2 stitches, yarning over and then pulling back through those 2 stitches that you pull up. You need to make sure you are going back through the 2 stitches that you've just picked up, otherwise you'll still be left with the same amount of stitches and you'll have a loop on your hook that won't follow this pattern. It will just have a straight vertical line down, and it won't have, and you'll be able to see a difference in the stitch in the middle. And then on the end, just ensuring that you don't yarn over into the last 2, you just pull through that last loop on your hook to put those 2 last stitches together to create the 1. So hopefully that's all made sense and that has helped by watching the video. If it has, please do give it a thumbs up, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. All of this really does help me out getting the ideas, getting the feedback from you by watching, by liking, subscribing. It really shows me what you guys are interested in, so I can create more of this content for you and hopefully turn this into a full-time career as well, which is my plan. So like I said, please do like and subscribe to listen to my voice even more, and I will see you next time. Happy crocheting.